Influences? Well, on bass, I guess guys like Bootsy Collins, Mike Kennedy with Dave Vocal Band is an absolute weapon. Let me see, Tal Wilkenfield, she's awesome.
My influences would probably have to be based on the 60s. Definitely the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, amazing songwriter. John Lennon, Jimi Hendrix, and then you got the Beatles and all that kind of stuff. Yes, as you can see, I'm a fan of Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, anything that goes from the 60s to 70s to pretty much today, I listen to all of it. I definitely love Steve Gadd as a drummer, amazing drummer from jazz to funk, and yeah, that's pretty much my
influences would have to be guitarists such as Eric Johnson for one. I listen to a lot of Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, and a lot of local sort of Australian artists like Brett Gast and Tommy Manuel. Also some of the greats like Hendrix and Jeff Beck.
Well, my influences would have to be Pink. I know it sounds like a cliche and everyone loves her and everything, but she's an amazing artist, an amazing songwriter. She can rock the house with so many shows, and everyone just wants to come back and see her more and more times. Aretha Franklin, Jeff Buckley, India Ari. I think the Getaway Plan are fucking awesome on stage, and they're just amazing songwriters as well. And yeah, basically the 80s and 90s, I grew up in that time, so yeah, that were my influences for most of my songwriting, really. So yeah.
Well, I've been playing bass off and on for quite a few years now, since the Jurassic period pretty much, because I'm a bit older than everybody else here. I think bands, a lot of prog bands from the 70s really got me into wanting to play. You could probably nail it down to Steve Hackett's solo from Everyday off that awesome album, Spectral Mornings. It's just a great CD and an awesome song, and anyone who likes 6 strings or 4 strings should definitely want to play it after listening to that.
I started playing drums when I was about probably 6 years old, and I'll have to say the reason why I got into music would have to be my uncle. He was in bands from when I was growing up, in reception band, cover bands and stuff, and I just used to watch him rehearse. And yeah, I remember one day they're all pissed off to go get something to eat, and there was a drum kit set up there, and I just went on it, and I just started belting away, and pretty much from that day onwards I told my parents I wanted to play drums.
I've been playing guitar for since I was probably about 11 years old. I just remember when my dad had an acoustic guitar at home just laying around, and it was always locked up in the cupboard sort of thing, and I always used to go and just grab it and strum away all the time, not knowing what I used to play. And then eventually my dad bought me an electric guitar, and I was wrapped, and they decided to take me to lessons, and then from then on I just started playing guitar, learning music theory, got into a few jazz cover bands, and also, you know, top 40 sort of cover bands, in and out of them.
Well, I started singing when I was 3. I got into Johnny Young Talent School. I wanted to be a young talent time that bad that my parents took me to the school, and I was a bit too young for that show, and then the show got axed. So that was my singing career when I was a little shit. And then, I don't know, after that, I started songwriting at 11, and haven't stopped ever since. Been doing a lot of musical theatre shows, stuck with amateur theatre, absolutely loved acting and music and dancing and everything. So then I just decided to start playing in cover bands, and been in a lot of rock cover bands and doing a lot of music that's out of my league, but I tried it anyway. Then started doing opera, so kind of been doing everything under the sun. And then Daskada came along, so now I'm doing all my originals, and we're working together, and yeah, that's how it all began for me. We found Carl. And Carl is a new member of Daskada, so welcome, Carl. Welcome to the band. And he had his first show at Revolver with us on Tuesday, and he rocked. So yeah, it's all coming together now. Alright, so yeah, Daskada 2009. We just want to thank everybody for coming to support us. And it's been awesome so far. We've been doing a lot of gigs that have been outstanding. Little Birdie was one of the highlights. We just rocked that place. It was just the best gig. So thanks to everyone that's supporting us. Our next gig is
2 weeks at the OC.
yeah, 2 weeks at the OC.
And the Nash.
And then we got the Nash in Geelong or the Nash in Richmond. We don't know just yet, but we'll find out for you.
Just go to both.
Yeah, then we're doing.
We're not at Geelong, then might we?
Well, you know, you can come to both, I guess. The drive is a
chance of hearing us. You know.
it's a close drive. Anyway, and then we're doing Battle of the Bands at the SP, so that'll be awesome. It's a Sunday night, I think the 28th of June. And then the big highlight is the Evermore gig. We got the Evermore gig. Thanks to MLG Presents, we're supporting Evermore at the Croxton Park Hotel in Thornbury on the 23rd of July at 7:30. So grab your tickets soon. We'd love to have you there, and thank you again.
Yeah.
Influences. Hey, my influence was Pete Andre back in the day, which is really bad, but it's true.
I'm just starting you off.
Hi everyone, this is Kat from Daskada. No shit, well sorry. Pause it. Influences would have to be India Ari and New Kids on the Block. Did you just fart? Spirit just farted. Stop interrupting my interview. Hi. I give up.
That's the best one.
Stop farting.
I started playing guitar when I was about 11 years old. I remember when I was young, I just used to grab my dad's acoustic and just strum away all the time. And yeah, and then eventually they just decided to take me, you know, and get me a few lessons on guitar and music. And since then I've been playing guitar and
Hi.
Put that back so I can see if it's dark.
Do the chicken, yeah, do the chicken. Yeah.
Andiamo.
Ah!
Vamos.